Hi, my name's Tim Caife. I'm a New Zealand National Demo Team member training for Interski in Argentina. I was a ski racer for the New Zealand team up to the point of World Championships and Olympics. I was my own ski technician during that time. Tonight I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit about how to tune your skis, a really critical element that you need to make sure you take care of in order to be able to perform at your best on the slopes.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
The first step once I bring my ski into my shop is to examine the damage of the base and see whether something needs to be professionally repaired if a rock had taken some base or given you a core shot out of the base of the ski. This one's fine, so I'm going to move on to tuning the edges. We always tune the edges before we wax the ski. Placing it in the ski into the vices like that, fastening it nice and tight. The first thing I'm going to want to do with the edge is check to see whether there's any rock damage. In this case there is a little bit, so I'm going to smooth it out. To do this I use my 100 grit or 200 grit if you have it, diamond stone. First of all I use it flat along the base of the ski with a little bit of pressure. Moving it back and forth, the diamond stone can be used in both directions to smooth out any burrs that are left by rocks on the edge. If your edge is perfectly smooth and you haven't got any burrs, you can skip this step and move on to filing. Once I've used the 100 grit on the base, I'll need to attach it to my guide and simply run the guide smoothly back and forth along the side edge of the ski until it feels nice and smooth and we're not hearing any dramatic sounds as the diamond stone passes over some rock damage. You might notice that I'm using some water with my diamond stone. You have a choice to use water or not. I choose to. It makes the diamond stone to run a little bit smoother along the edge of the ski. However, it does mean that you have to clean your stones more often with turpentine or methylated spirits. One other benefit of using water is that if you do have a bit of rust on the edge, after you've used your diamond stone, you can take some of the toilet paper, rub it down the edge of the ski, and it removes the dirt and the rust, as you can see, onto the toilet paper. The next step, once I've smoothed out the edge, is to sharpen it. Just something from a little bit of a side note. Next to the edge of the ski, this part here is called the sidewall. If you're finding the sharpening of the ski very difficult, you may need to get a sidewall remover or get somebody from a shop who knows what they're doing to make sure they get all that sidewall out of the way. With the file attached to my guide with the clamp, I'm going to start from the front away from me and pull the file back towards me like this with a little bit of pressure applied with my thumb. It's really important that we have enough of the file leaning over the edge so that we don't slip and damage the ski or damage our own thumbs. Applying pressure as you pull it back towards you, you'll start to see filings coming off the side like this, like these, and the filings indicate that you're cutting the edge back and sharpening it. Once I've sharpened the ski, I might see some filings remaining on the side of it, and I'm going to want to get those off before I move on. So I'll use either a paintbrush or a small brush like this one, and I'll get all those filings off the edge of the ski. I need to test to see whether it's sharp or not. You'll get a feel for this over time. Practice makes perfect. So you can use the back of your hand and see whether it feels like the edge is really gripping as you pull your hand back over like that. And the other thing you can do, maybe not for ladies if you've got some nail polish on, but you can use your nail like that and see whether it's actually removing some of the fingernail. And if it is, that means it's definitely going to be pretty sharp. Once we've filed the ski, the file leaves quite a rough surface on the edge, and so we need to smooth that out before we can go skiing on it. In order to do that, I'm going to use my 600 grit stone And I'm going to use it with a bit of water again. Simply place it along the base of the ski, move it back and forth like this, smoothing it out nicely. And then I'll take the guide that I used just before to file the ski. I'll put the stone on the guide so I can smooth out the edge like so. With the diamond stone you can be comfortable running it back and forth. It's omnidirectional, it can go both ways. Sometimes it could be a problem if you finish just on the side like that. You leave a bit of what we call a hanger on the edge. So just to make sure that that never happens, I run my diamond stone very lightly one more time along the base of the ski to smooth out the edge. The final step in preparing this edge will be to detune the tip and tail of the ski using my gummy stone. If we're doing a lot of steered turns, or if the snow is very grippy and our tip and tail are too sharp, then we're going to get it over gripping and feeling a little strange in the snow. So I'm going to use this with quite a lot of pressure at 45 degrees to the edge, just along the contact point of the tip for about 3 to 5 inches, and detune the ski like that. Move it back and forth a few times until you can feel that it's not gripping when you grab it with your fingers. You'll want to do the same thing on the tail on the contact point for about 2 to 4 inches. There you have it, the edge is complete. I'm Tim Cafe. Make sure you check out some of the other videos on skischoolers.com. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.